Jai Hare Krishna Bandhavas. I saw Radha Sundari too. Oh yes, she is here.
And me too. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda.
Good morning, obeisances, Mahārāj.
Good morning, Dandavat Pranam to all of you good souls. Okay, we are almost ready. So, as we are almost ready, let us begin with our family here gathered together. Govinda, Govinda. So before we can get an opportunity, Dana already is giving us Hare Krishna, flowers, hearts, and all good things. Pronounced. All right, dear devotees, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evascha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. Gurubhavista Supurakam, Guru Ganaira Shisha Shambhushitam, Chintya Chintya Swamastvera Nipunam, Shri Rupa Pantanukam, Govinda Bidhamujvalam Varatanam Bhaktyanvitam Sundaram, Bande Vishwa Gurum Chadibhya, Bhagavat Prem No Hi Bija Param. Jai Shri Gurudev. Devam Divyaptanam Sachandavadanam Balaka Chalantritam Sandrananda Param Sareka Vairagya Pidyam Buddhim Shri Siddhanta Nidim Subhaktilasitam Sarasvatanam Varam Bande Tang Shubhadam Adakesharanam Yashishvaram Sridharam Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Vidito Gauriya Gurvanvai Bhato Manuriva Prabhata Gagane Yo Gaura Sankirtanai Mayavadati Mingilo Daragatan Mayavadati Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jivaniman Krishna Prem Sudabdi Kahan Asukang Pradat. Oh, I'm having a bad morning. Please excuse me, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also. Krishna Prema Sudabdi, Gahan Sukhang Pradat Prabhum Tang Bhaje. My mind was elsewhere because I was running ahead to go to find Srila Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra, which I haven't learned, though the other ones we do know normally. And Srila Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra, Nama Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Swāmī Śrī Bhaktivedanta Prabhupadaya Te Namaha Gurvagyam Shirasi Dritva Shaktivesha Swarupine Hare Krishna Timantrina Paschatya Prachatarine Vishvacharya Prabharyaya Dibya Karunya Murtaye Shri Bhagavata Madhuja Gita Jnana Pradayine Gaura Shri Rupa Siddhanta Saraswati Nishevine Radha Krishna Parambhoja Bhringaya Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvijay Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda, Govinda. And in California, maybe still, or back in Salt Lake City, I don't know, Ishwarananda Prabhu is with us too. With Jivana, and also we have Lin and Dana K and Narottam Nitai Gangalila. We have a very, and Praneshwari, she's there, all in America. We have a big American gathering, and Rupanuga Prabhu holding up the Australian flag in Australia or in Thailand, not sure. in the car, but the microphone's off. Okay. And Radha Sundari in somewhere in India, probably Mayapur, and Leela Moy Prabhu in Brazil. So still America, but the South Americans. And Sevarupa, David Rassi in South Africa. And if I did miss anybody out, please excuse me. And on Facebook, I do have Facebook turned on, but I don't have back to basics. But even then, I only see someone back to basics.
Mathura Vasini in South Africa, Jagamohini, Didi in the United States,
Madhava
Elena Yurasheva,
Induleka.
Induleka Didi. I don't know whether she's already there in Thailand.
I don't know too. As far as I know, she's in Houston, Texas.
And Madhava Prabhu. Madhava Prabhu is just like British, sharp. He's the first one connected.
Okay, but he's in America, I do believe.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, dear devotees, those of you who are with us live, we've just had a little list of the devotees with us live, and also to those who are with us on the recording. Welcome. And the world goes on, and the world goes on with us trying to take our, not trying to, but taking some daily food and trying to be conscious about the food that we eat. And that means our food, our nourishment of Krishna consciousness, without which, naturally, we will not be very Krishna conscious. We will not be very healthy if we don't take regular foodstuffs, as it were. So this week, then we've been, as always, reading and getting inspiration in different ways. But one thing that came to me this week, or came to me that I read and which kind of stayed in our mind, is we do read a lot, no doubt, in our daily life. We hopefully everyone reads something in the morning, something in the evening, and with a little attention. But the book, everything is for the association of the devotees, for coming together, for Sankirtan, and for engaging in Mahaprabhu's mission, his direct instruction to share with others, which is also part of Sankirtan, to give the conception that he's given, to indicate that conception to others, not to keep it to ourselves. So Kirtan and Sankirtan has its different aspects, but we must remember to put into practice what we read all the while. And there is that example of, we can have so many books, so many things to read, but it is like describing the taste of honey, describing what's inside the bottle. But we have to open the bottle to get the honey. And opening the bottle means putting into practice what we hear. And the essential part of that is coming to the Bhakti association, coming to those who have got devotion in their heart, those who have got the inspiration, not only the inspiration, but the life of devotion. And so we have the wonderful talks of Srila Gurudev, wonderful talks of Srila Guru Mahārāj, and everyone we think is the best. And yesterday afternoon maybe it was, then was listening to one which Tungarasa Devidasi, she gave a link to a video, in fact, though in fact I was listening to it as audio just after the first few minutes of seeing it. And again, we're thinking that this is the best we've ever heard, the best we've ever seen. And every day is like that in devotional service. And here we are. So we're with the devotees. This is the point, that we've come to be with the devotees here and to remind ourselves why we have come to devotional life. And that is because we're on a journey home to a sweet, sweet home. And maybe Tungarasa Devidasi, did you make a note or two about the content of that video that you sent me the content of? You can share. She shared it because she got inspiration. and we can share it here also, but for you to listen to later, it's maybe 40 minutes, something like that long. Maybe Tungurasa is not in a situation where she can talk because it's 4 a.m. or maybe 5 a.m. in Norway. 5 a.m., a little late, but a little early for others surrounding you. Hare Krishna. And my microphone just stopped working on my headphones, so I have to use the computer. I have to speak a little loud, sorry neighbors, but here is okay. Our neighbors are all Hare Krishnas. Okay, Tungurasa, not suitable time for her to talk. It's not a problem, we understand. All right, so anyhow, dear devotees, while I'm just sharing our encouragement for daily nourishment and to try to be 25 hours a day in proper attitude, proper activity, etc., then let us come to Jivana. I saw Jivana. Yes, I can still see Jivana. And Jivana Didi. Oh, well, Jivana, just before we come to you, Praneshwari Didi's put a note there. October the 18th, disappearance of Tridaṇḍi Swāmī Śrīpād Bhakti Dayita Dāmodar Mahārāj.
My question is he our beloved Dāmodar Mahārāj from
He is.
From Navadvip?
He is. Subhansaka Prabhu, who became Śrīpād Bhakti Dayita Dāmodar Mahārāj in due course of time. Srila Guru Mahārāj, disciple and sannyas of, Mamma Mia, how you get these photographs?
Mahārāj, I love this photo because I love Dāmodar Mahārāj. I was there on his last days, and I was blessed by taking care of him, Mahārāj. His little house was full of tulsis. All the front, his little piece of garden was full of tulsis. And exactly the day he passed away, all the tulsis were gone, Mahārāj.
And so where he was staying when you were caring for him?
His room was, when you were going to the Prasadam hall, the stairs to the Prasadam hall, the little room, just the first room next to it, in front of the deities of the ladies' ashram.
Okay, got it.
But he had a lot of tulsis in front, and I was so amazed, Mahārāj. Incredible, incredible. And I was blessed because I was able to take care of him 6 full months. So beautiful.
You are in good company in appreciating Śrīpād Dāmodar Mahārāj, because Gurudev appreciated him and Guru Mahārāj appreciated him. And we have seen this firsthand. And Dāmodar Mahārāj, who was Subhansaka Prabhu, we knew him as Subhansaka for many years, and then we knew him as Dāmodar Mahārāj for many years, for several years also. And he's, as you can see, he's not a tall figure, but he was a strong-natured person, but humble, very humble, but very strong-natured, and an exclusive Guru Mahārāj, Gurudev devotee, not looking anywhere else or going anywhere else. Whatever Guru Mahārāj asks, he will do that, and he won't return home without doing that. And similarly with Gurudev, whatever he asked. And he was very kind, and we always think, I'm very selfish, we can say, he was very kind to me, but he was very kind, as Praneshwari knows. And she's going to say, yes, he was very kind to me, but he was that nature that he was very kind. And he was very kind to me. And anyway, we did many things together by the instruction, but instruction means guidance of Srila Gurudev. And he was very capable. And my first, my first outstanding, I was going to say pastime, it's not a pastime, is it? Activity with him, something which sticks out in my memory is that in the 80s, I was doing some seva. I was doing seva in Malaysia by Guru Maharaj's direction, and I was in Navadip for maybe 10 days or something. But in August, it wasn't a festival time. We were doing service I was doing service in Malaysia for the ashram there, and it's nearby. We're able to come backwards and forwards. And I was there for just a week or 10 days in Navadip, but Gurudev was in Calcutta. And at that time, before leaving from Navadip, I asked to Guru Maharaj, we're always informing him, whatever we do, we're informing Guru Maharaj. And so I asked to Guru Maharaj, before I take my flight back to Malaysia, I'm asking your permission, I could go to Calcutta a day earlier, so that I can go to see Govinda Maharaj, because coming to the temple without meeting, so coming to the temple at that time, of course, when Guru Maharaj is present and you don't meet Guru Maharaj, that's not really coming to the temple. Coming to the temple was to be at the lotus feet of Guru Maharaj. But it was also to be at the lotus feet of Govinda Maharaj. And this is it's before Gurudev received sannyas. So that would be probably 1985, that particular time. And then Guru Maharaj said, yes, you can go. So not only yes, you can go, he is happy. Yes, you go. You meet Govinda Maharaj in Calcutta. And I said, Maharaj, was simply to Guru Maharaj, I said, Maharaj, simply to come, and have darshan of Gurudev, to come and meet him, because we've come all the way here to Navadip. Anyway, Gurudev gave permission. Then that day that I'm going to go to Calcutta, then I'm all ready to go and everything. I went to Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj said, and Subal Saka Prabhu, he will go with you. He will take you. I said, Guru Maharaj, not necessary. I can find my way around. No, he will take you. And so Subal Saka Prabhu, Guru Maharaj sent Subal Saka with me to Gurudev. And he was just such good company, but it was such a surprise that Gurudev will send anyone with me. He sent Subal Saka Prabhu, and we went and we met with Gurudev in Calcutta very happily. And Guru Mahārāj, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Maharaj used to send also Dāmodar Mahārāj, means Subal Saka Prabhu, to Calcutta, to Govinda Mahārāj, if Srila Guru Maharaj needed that Srila Gurudev will come back to Navadip, urgently for something, or some important matter that Gurudev must come, then he would send Subal Saka Prabhu. And why? Because Gurudev described this, that Guru Maharaj would send Subal Saka, and he would stand outside my door. He would come and give the message that, oh, Guru Maharaj wants you to come to Navadip. Because remember, those days, the telephone, it was kind of theoretical and sometimes worked. The old black telephone with the cord and all those things. So anyway, communication was very often in person. And so sometimes Guru Maharaj would send somebody, they'd give the message to Gurudev, and then Gurudev may be delaying a day or two because he's got some duty. But Gurudev would say, yes, tell Guru Maharaj, I'm coming. But if Subal Saka will come to Gurudev, Gurudev said, I'd have to go. I'd have to leave everything. And Subal Saka, I'd invite him in. I'd say, yes, you go and tell Guru Maharaj I'm coming. He said, no, Guru Maharaj said, to bring you to Navadip. So Subal Saka then standing in the door. Then Gurudev saying, okay, come in and sit down. I'll get ready. He said, no, I wait here. And he stand out. And then Subal Saka, he'll stand outside Gurudev's door and not come in and not go away. Stand outside the door. and then just stand and wait. And Gurudev saying that Subhasaka, he won't leave any seva incomplete, and he will stand there and I'd have to go to Navadvip. This was Guru Mahārāj's strategy. So anyway, this is, in my case, going to meet Gurudev with Subhasaka was one of my first very memorable experiences. But we were together from the beginning in Navadvip. And wonderful example of simple-hearted but sincere devotee, and going on with the singing and chanting and reading. And in Hapanya, he beautifully looked after Hapanya with so much heart. And what a beautiful place to have service, to be given service. And Hapanya, Gurudev's temple, as Guru Maharaj said, that's your temple. Because it was, of course, Guru Maharaj's own birthplace, appearance place temple. So Guru Maharaj is not claiming that as his, that's Govinda Maharaj's temple. And then for quite some time, Gurudev had Subhasaka Prabhu as the manager of the temple. And we've been with Gurudev on several occasions, taking Gurudev, going to Hapanya, on many occasions actually, not just several. Hare Krishna. And with full heart, and the relationship, seeing the relationship between Dāmodar Mahārāj and Guru Maharaj, and Dāmodar Mahārāj and Gurudev, seeing that relation is a great joy, and the clean, beautiful, sweet world of devotional service, the world which we've been attracted to, the world which we sat at the feet of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, and in service to them, in their flow of sweetness and charm and affection, caring, distribution. This is what we've come to Krishna consciousness for. We came to Navadvip and got this kind of shelter, this kind of relief. And we want everyone to feel that and to follow in the substantial line of Guru Mahārāj, to make their life successful in that sweet, sweet service, sweet surrender, sweet nourishment mood that Guru Maharaj and Gurudev talking about, but they are living it and they are sharing it and they are trying to transmit that to the stone hearts of the devotees. Okay, not every devotee, stone heart of many of us who coming from the stone-hearted Western exploitation, hard world of eat or be eaten. No, what's the expression? Anyway, something like that. The competitive Western world. Yes, nice picture of Dāmodar Mahārāj. And he's standing front right of the Nat Mandir, and you can and actually, here we are. Okay, you put a thought in my mind there.
I'm thinking too, whether the photo is inverted.
That's exactly what I thought, and I think it is. But before I said it, I was just going to confirm, is it me early in the morning that's inverted, or is it the photo that's inverted?
I think it's inverted.
The photo's flipped.
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna.
Mahārāj, I would like to share. I have so many memories of him. I love him dearly. But I want to say that when he could walk and he could talk, one day I was passing from the book room to the Goshala, and he was where all the devotees used to shave, just in front of the office of Srila Charjadev, that office on the first floor. And I offered dandavats, and I saw him. He was sitting down, and he stood up, and he started walking, and he was going to trip with something. So I went there and held his arm because I was afraid that he was going to fall. And he took a stick and he threatened me to beat me because I had touched him. I said, "Oh, sorry, Mahārāj, sorry, Mahārāj." And when I was turning the corner, he smiled and he came, and Mahamantra was there. So Mahamantra was in the middle, and Mahārāj was on his side, and I was on the other side. So I was smiling to him, just far away but near. So sweet, so very special. And when he went to the hospital, he was deteriorating 6 months. In 6 months he was gone. And when he was at the hospital, it was a public hospital. So there is no way to control so many things. I used to go every day to take some prasad for him and to put tilak, fresh tilak on him. And every time I would fight, because I would arrive different times just to check how they were taking care of him. And many times I found another patient on his bed, just like pushing him. He could fall. He was so slim, so slim. And it's India. It's a village. So it was very difficult to ask for a special treatment. But I would say he is a Mahārāj, he is a sannyas, he needs to be respected. This is his bed, nobody else can. Okay. But I know that when I left, it was again the same. But then finally he came back. And I told Srila Acharya Dev that really he was better in the mat with us because we would take care of him directly. And then he stopped walking. He couldn't walk anymore. So he was on the bed all the time. But because it was hot, his back was, the skin on his back was getting just like raw. So I had to turn him to ventilate, to try to wipe. And I was in charge of the rooms. So I had the keys of the storage room, and I went to get 5 mattresses because I wanted him to be soft and not so hot. And he was in the bathroom, and I put the mattresses and prepare everything. And when he came out, he said, 5? The expression on his face, just like, are you nuts? Why do I need 5? 1 is enough. I mean, the austerity was in his heart. I was trying to make him feel a little bit more comfortable, but for him it was out of any. It didn't have any sense. So he rejected that, and I had to go back to only 1 mattress. And at the very last days, he couldn't talk. And he had a beautiful photo of Srila Guru Mahārāj and Srila Gurudev next to his bed. You know, the walls have these just like, how you call that?
Well, built-in shelves.
Yes, built-in shelves.
Shelf.
And he had a photo of Srila Guru Mahārāj there. So he couldn't see it. And it occurred to me, okay, I'm going to show it to him, to put it in front of his vision. And I put it there, and immediately his eyes went completely white. And I said, he's conscious. So I moved the photo, and he was following with his eyes. So I kept it where it was comfortable for him to see. But After 30 minutes, my arm was not comfortable. So I lowered to change it to my other hand. And Mahārāj, he was not moving. He was not talking. And when I lowered the photo from his vision, he grabbed my arm. And I understood, I want to see him. Leave it there. So I had the photo there all the time, all the time. It was so touching and so special. So beautiful, so beautiful. And he parted exactly 4 in the morning, 4:00. My phone said 4:00. I was chanting japas because I was very close. I was in the ladies' ashram. About 11:30 at night, I said, I'm going to shower because I feel that today is the last time. So I went to shower and I came back. I was chanting my japas, and then he just breathed away. 4:00. And offer obeisances. I started calling you, calling Srila Chajadev, calling Tyagi Mahārāj, calling everyone, and nobody was picking up the phone. The first one who picked up the phone was Srila Chajadev. And the instruction was, okay, no samadhi. I said, okay, no samadhi, but it was so special and so beautiful. And I'm looking at his eyes right now. And it's just like if I was looking at him there, exactly there in Navadip. Such a lovely personality, such a sweet Vaishnava, such a great example of dedication and humility, Mahārāj. And because I am so material and so attached to material things, when he already passed away and he was getting ready to go to the cremation site, they put some foodstuff in his mouth and his eyes, and they tied him with ropes so he wouldn't fall or move from the cart. But when I saw the rope on his foot, I thought he's going to cut the skin because the walking on the road is going to bleed. So I put some cloth between the skin and the rope. And the devotees look at me just like, that's irrelevant. Nothing happens. He's not there anymore. But for me, his body was so special, Mahārāj. And I was unable. I went there, but I was unable to stay to see the cremation. I couldn't. I'm sorry. He is beautiful and he's special and we love him so much and we miss him so much. Dandava pranams.
Unknowingly, we started our back to basics about saying that it's not only the reading, it's the doing, it's the coming into touch with those with devotees. And so now we've had this good fortune to hear, which I've never heard before, by the way, of the
because I didn't tell before, Mahārāj.
The disappearance pastime of Śrīpād. Bhakti Dayita Dāmodar Mahārāj, our dear Dāmodar Mahārāj, and he was special soul and recognized. I mean, recognized doesn't mean just recognized, but given, let's say, special recognition by Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev. And in our own lives and touching the lives of the devotees he met in our own lives, we met him, we saw him, and we didn't get that same opportunity that Praneshwari did. He had to serve him. But the last times that I met him, he was quite weak in health. And in fact, when he went to a hospital in Calcutta at one time, for he had some, not major surgery, but some necessary surgery. And the doctor said, well, if he doesn't have this surgery, he has 24 hours in the world. And so he did go to a hospital in Calcutta, and a simple hospital. And I went to him in the hospital, a very simple, almost like a village hospital that we just heard about, but this village hospital must have been in Navadip that Praneshwari was mentioning. But this was almost like a village hospital. And what struck me, because it was at a time after Srila Gurudev's disappearance, but we've been very familiar going to like the very modern, professional, modern equipped hospitals in Calcutta with Gurudev. But going to this hospital where Dāmodar Mahārāj was, it was a very simple hospital. And what struck me was the affection and personal care of the staff towards Dāmodar Mahārāj. It was a hospital with the very nature. They call it a nursing home rather than a hospital, but they have the staff, the doctors who come and do surgery, etc. And really, he touched everybody's heart there. And it was quite different than going into a modern hospital. Anyway, he touched everybody's heart, and that was in Calcutta. And for those of you who know India a little bit, that hospital, the rooms were painted in that strange green, that why anyone selects that kind of not green, that I don't think Krishna makes anything of this nature green that so many like to paint their walls with in Calcutta. And apparently it's because it's cheap. But anyway, why should I mention that? But I remember very much hospital painted with this very unnatural green color. And so can I just ask a question, just to put me in the context? Which hospital was he in Navadip? Was it the government hospital, or was he in a nursing home?
No, in the government hospital. I forgot the name of the hospital.
Well,
in the rickshaw, it was about 10 minutes.
The main hospital in Navadip.
The main hospital, yes.
Yeah, there's only one government hospital, I think. Yes. Okay, we do know that hospital. And again, they do have good staff, but they have a lot of people to deal with.
It was so beautiful to see the nurses with tilak. For me, that was so special, so touching. But they were rotating, so it was impossible for me to convince one of them to please pay special attention to him.
Jai Śrīpād Dāmodar Mahārāj ki jai. And with the remembrance of Dāmodar Mahārāj comes especially remembrance of Gurudev, Guru Mahārāj, of Chaitanya Saraswati, of Navadip, of their time, of Gurudev and Guru Mahārāj's time, but also of Hapanya. And Hapanya, such a suitable place for Dāmodar Mahārāj too, was so sweet and so simple, beautiful, charming. And the deities of Shri Guru, Gauranga, Radha, Gopinath too, there in Hapanya. Jai, okay, well, we better come back to the modern world. And he has passed along, he's passed through that next door that we're all in the queue to go through. And he's gone through that door, and he's led devotional life. And as Praneshwari mentioned, and that's the first time I heard about his passing away, but passing away in this gentle way that we've seen with Guru Mahārāj, with Gurudev, with the Vaishnavas passing away in such a gentle way like this. Very beautiful. Hare Krishna. Okay, back to the modern day. And that is...
And the modern day points to Jivana because she was scheduled to speak, and then I interrupted with my text in the chat.
Jivana Didi, over to you. I'll hold my tongue for now. So don't spotlight me, spotlight Jivana. I'm not at the controls. My hands are not on the controls.
I am the one. I am the one. Both of you are sharing the screen.
I'm just completely blown away by that story of Dāmodar Mahārāj. I mean, I just can't even pick myself up off the floor. That is a most amazing, and like you said, Mahārāj, like such a devotional story. What on his side, on Praneshwari's side, on what went on and how hard that all is, especially if you're in India and it's boiling hot. And we could notice that Praneshwari didn't mention any kinds of difficulties. All she could focus on is how beautiful Dāmodar Mahārāj is. And I just can hardly breathe. That is the most amazing story ever. I mean, maybe not ever, but it is a completely amazing story. And I just don't even know what to say or think anymore. The only experience that I had, and Praneshwari, I'm just so grateful that you had that experience, that you could bring it to all of us. That's just amazing. Between you and Mahārāj, you really got a little bit of a glimpse of Dāmodar Mahārāj. I mean, the only little bit that I got with Dāmodar Mahārāj is actually the very first time that I ever went to the Mutt, when Srila Guru Maharaj was there, and they were serving out prasadam, and he would always, he was Subal Sakal at that time, and he would always be the one to serve the prasadam. And it was so awesome how he served the prasadam. I'd never seen anybody so enthusiastic, so serious to serve the prasadam nicely, make sure you got everything. I mean, just the whole mood of the whole thing. Afterwards, I was telling you to Manu, I said, oh, I've never seen prasadam served out like this in my life. And that was my first experience with Dāmodar Mahārāj. And it stayed with me the whole time. Every time we'd see him, we would just be so happy to see him. And I didn't get so many opportunities outside of that time. We did go somewhere with him once where he led the party from wherever we were coming from. I mean, I was kind of just didn't really know, I can't remember where it was, but he was so concerned for everybody, and they had to stop because I can't remember if it was a flat tire or ran out of gas. Something happened, they had to pull into a gas station. And some of the devotees were like, oh, we're just going to get another cab. We're just going to go some other way. And he was very disturbed by that. I could see he just didn't like that because, and now I understand it, Mahārāj, because you were saying when he has a mission, he's going to complete that mission. So he didn't like it that everybody wanted, that not everybody, but some of the people wanted to do that. And he tried to corral them back. And I was really struck by that also. And now I understand it more after what you mentioned. But gosh, I mean, these people actually are walking on the same planet where we are. We're so lucky to have any kind of connection with anybody. It's just amazing. So I'll have to like shake my brain up. That was real amazing for me to hear all of that. And so happy to have heard it. I just was continuing a little bit last week where we were talking from this from the Sharanagati, and how Bhaktivinoda Thakur was saying about that everything belongs to Krishna, everything is Krishna, my family's Krishna's, everything is Krishna, and I feel so happy in this world. And then at that same time, this one verse came up from the Śrīmād Bhagavatam, and it's that the text was Tad Arte Kila Chestitam, and it's from the Bhagavatam. It's from the 11th canto and the 3rd chapter, and this is text 27 and 28. So it's along the same lines. I thought I would just read that from the Śrīmād Bhagavatam, and it's not so long, just a couple paragraphs. So it says that one should hear, glorify, and meditate upon the wonderful transcendental activities of the Lord. one should specifically become absorbed in the appearance, activities, qualities, and holy names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus inspired, one should perform all of one's daily activities as an offering to the Lord. One should perform sacrifice, charity, and penance exclusively for the Lord's satisfaction. Similarly, one should chant only those mantras which glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and all of one's religious activities should be performed as an offering to the Lord. And then it says, whatever one finds pleasing or enjoyable, he should immediately offer to the Supreme Lord. And even his wife, children, home, and very life air, he should offer at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it's just really making me think of the story of Praneshwari, how that's like being completely absorbed in service to the devotees of the Lord, and so very valuable, and just so many aspects of that, just absorbing your consciousness 100%. And so that's offering everything to the Lord's devotees, even better than offering to the Lord himself.
Right. And living our life for the devotees. This was Gurudev, this was Guru Maharaj, this was Śrīpād Dāmodar Mahārāj that we're remembering today. He didn't have a separate life. I mean, there's just no separate life. The devotees, the actual devotees, this is their life, is being a devotee.
Wow.
It's not choosing between Maya and devotion and exploitation and devotion. It's just, that is the natural life. That was the natural life in Chaitanya Saraswat Math. And here we are. We have to not let that example disappear. That example is the example for us all forever.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, in the chat box, which I've lost, Tungarasa, she mentioned, oh, I see what's happened. I almost see what's happened. So many buttons to press, aren't there?
Right.
Oh, I still lost it again. Anyway, in the chat box, which I will find in a moment, okay. So first of all, Tungarasa, she's sending her obeisances, Dandavat pranams to all the dear devotees. The video that I mentioned, that she sent a link of, has the title, Forgetfulness of Krishna is the only danger. Forgetfulness of our guardian, our well-wisher guardian, that is danger. No other danger we should admit. So there we are. But if we can put the link in here so that others can also hear. I'm afraid I didn't take notes yesterday. I was actually able to hear while doing something else, but hear while doing something else, which meant that it wasn't brain consuming, but I wasn't able to take notes. I'm finding that link now and I'll pop it in the box. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, I mean, we can say, those of us who have heard it can say that we are very happy if you hear it too.
Here it is, Mahārāj.
Oh, you got there before me. Okay. Equal. Well, I have a different link, but there we are. All roads lead to Rome. We're in Italy. Hare Krishna. And the Italy, oh well, we're here. So we're thinking of the Italy ashram. Italy ashram is an active place of devotees coming and going, visiting when they can, and continuing surprise visits and happy visits. We've had devotees from Colombia this week, Premananda Prabhu and his wife, Yuvarani. And also we have at a few hours notice for me, I didn't know that she was coming, is one of our famous Ukraine devotees has come, Yoga Maya Devidasi, and her son who is growing up. Of course, we know young children when they were very young, but young children become not quite yet a young adult, but coming to a 9 years old, getting quite mature. So they've come here for a little while also, taking advantage of the school holidays in Germany, believe it or not, where they're taking refuge in Germany. So it's an active place in the ashram here, many things happening.
Oh,
Hare
Mahārāj,
Krishna.
just to comment, many people can share the same video, so the links are different, but it's exactly the same source of Srila Guru Mahārāj.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. All right. Any question from anyone? I think this is, we're always saying the Zoom, if we are able to have like full gathering together, it's not a one-sided thing. So let me click this and get my chat box in another place. Now I have some space to see. Oh, Suresh Krishna came also. Govinda, happily, and Annapurna in Yeisk, which is southwest of Russia, overlooking the Black Sea, that area. And maybe it wasn't Yeisk, but that area, we did a program one day, and a public program, and it was in a hall, rented hall of a hotel, and it was overlooking the sea, near the sea, but up, not beside the sea. It was quite, above the sea, overlooking the sea, and quite a busy harbor in the place where we were. If I look on the map, I can give the exact name, I suppose. But it's quite a busy port. But while there and doing the talk, it was not fully misty, but not fog, but not very clear day. And you can see the ships going out to sea, and also you can see ships coming in. And when they go out into the sea on their journey, they disappear into this gentle mist. And so it's a little example of thought that, we think that the ocean, the ship has gone out into the ocean. It's like, now as far as our perception goes, it's merged into the ocean, it's disappeared. But we all know that the ship, it's going somewhere, it has a destination. And it exists, it's going on through all of that. So a little thought about, the borderline between the material and the spiritual world, the abskissa, that area of the Brahma, the oneness, but still there, the soul. He's going there, and he's an identity within that oneness, as it were. And then when ships come out of that, and these are big ships, the cargo ships, when they are coming from there, they can appear out of the nothingness. And then you see their identity and see them coming. They all have a duty, they're doing something. They're not just floating here and there, they have a job to do. So I remember that. I don't remember what the talk was we gave. I think the talk actually there did include that, because it was kind of so clear. But that was arranged by the devotees. We did a whole tour of that area 1 year, and we've been back at different times to nearby. Hare Krishna. And now we are there by Zoom. Hare Krishna. And Ishwarananda Prabhu, where are you in fact? Are you in California or are you in Salt Lake City?
Mahārāj, I'm back in Salt Lake City.
Okay. And what service have you done today? Because today is yesterday there. What service have you done today in Salt Lake City? One service.
The only service that I've done is just chanting on my japa, but nothing in person.
Nothing in person. Oh, okay. So you're not in the temple. You're at your flat or home.
Yes, not today. Yes.
Okay, I understand. So when you can, whenever you can, that applies to us all. Try to be with the devotees, help the devotees, do something for them. The smallest touch is so important for ourselves. May not be a big thing for the devotees, but for us to have the smallest touch of seva. And you can beg for some responsible seva from the management. And we know the management of the Salt Lake City Temple have earned the temple the name Sweet Lake City Temple, or the whole city the name Sweet Lake City. So there we are. And
I'll imply for some service, Mahārāj.
Okay, beautiful. Happily. And here we have evidence, Ishvarananda Road, a product of Sweet Lake City. Hare Krishna. Any question from anybody? Yes, Evarupa, looking like you have a question, but not.
Dandavat pranams. Hare Krishna. No, I do not have a question, Mahārāj. I'm just also very blown away, as Jivana Didi has said, by Praneshwari Didi's share and getting to know the devotees and the Vaishnavas and the experience that she's had, the sweet experience. And it's so beautiful to be in these meetings and get more nourishment every time we're here with the Vaishnavas. Jai Gurudev.
And Jai, giving glorification and honor to the devotees at present means to Praneshwari Devidasi, to those who are with us. And of course, when devotees disappear, then we are remembering their devotee quality, but we must value the devotees association that we have today. And that means all of us here, all of you here, to be together with you. Really, it is a very wonderful opportunity. Devotion, devotee, devote, Srila Gurudev saying, it's all sounding very beautiful, very nice. And it is true. And Gurudev liked the word servitor also. He liked that. Sometimes people don't like servitor. But Gurudev liked that, which shows also his nature. Servitor. Oh, so nice. Servitor. Devotee. Servitor. Service. All these things. And everything that we read and hear, it's about sweetness, sweetness, sweetness. We're on a journey to our sweet home, and it is a sweet journey if we keep ourselves within the channel and not go and find all the mud and dirt and things that are outside of that channel. Within the channel, it is a sweet, sometimes described by Guru Maharaj and Gurudev as the express train. The express train just goes down the main line directly to its destination. The express train is not looking at all the sidelines. It's going shoom in a straight direction. So this is what Mahaprabhu has given us. That express train, express boat, whatever you want to say. Hydrofoil. Is it hydrofoil boat? They have these fast boats some places. Okay. Ferry, big boats also. Big boats, hydrofoil. Anyway, express train, this idea of a track, and we're on a track or in a channel going in one direction. So it's a channel to sweetness, it's a channel of sweetness, it's a channel of sweet devotees. And let us appreciate the devotees present and the devotees who are standing as the examples from the past and standing as the examples today. Jai Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai. And of course, headed by Om Vishnupad, Jai Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Mahārāj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rokok Sridhar Goswami Mahārāj ki Jai. Jai Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swāmī Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswata Acharya Brinda ki Jai. Jai Shri Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. And Jai Śrīpād Dayita, Śrīpād Bhakti Dayita, Dāmodar Mahārāj ki Jai. Our sweet Subal Saka Prabhu ki Jai. And Shri Navadip Dham, Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai. And Shri Pathapanya Dham. Shri, well, Chaitanya, it has an official name, but Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat means Guru Maharaj's temple. Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Gopinath Ju in Hapanya ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Bancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And it is good to revise that verse so we know what we are saying and when we are giving honor to the devotees. And if you haven't copied it already, it's not an instruction, but it is an advice. Do copy the link for the video and hear it nicely. Try to be there with Guru Maharaj, with Gurudev. This is where we have been living our life in such association, and this is where we want everyone to live their life in that sweet umbrella. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari.
Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Mahārāj ki Jai.
Ami Asti, all best wishes to all of you and much appreciation to each of you. Jai Srila Gurudev, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj.
Thank you so much, Mahārāj. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank all of you so much.
Dandavad. Dandavad pranams. Dandavad pranams.
Dandavad.
Beautiful, beautiful. All of you are so special. Hare
Thank you for sharing.